What's up, nigga? Don't play stupid, nigga. Yeah. Thanks, what up, nigga? It's go time, homie. Look, these niggas can't match what I create. Boy, I'm actually great. Homie, I used to stash cracks by the gate. Couple stacks I would make with the Mac on my waist. I could send a package upstate and have you stabbed in the face. Thought you was safe while behind the wall. You vagina saw. How you poked inside the yard, the youngest sliding off. Before the shady signing, I wore designer, y'all. Dog, I swear we cut from a different kind of cloth. I'm kinda off. Wig shot, your brains fly across the street when I fire off the heat. Then I'm riding off. Gonna get my dick sucked inside the law. The Scotty OG inside of my cigar. Don't call my phone if you ain't trying to buy it all. I'm the God, keep it 1,000. I inspire y'all. I provided y'all with classes. Dropped the hardest tapes since '94, but I started out supplying raw. Okay, I get it. My face is twisted, but considering my facial image, what niggas spit it the way I spit it. Think about it. I'll wait a minute. I had to give you time to think of a name, cause it might take a minute. When I try Reject 2, I made a statement with it. Niggas talk tough, I pop up to see what's shaking with it. Let the Beretta knock the letters off your Lakers fitted. Toss bullets, I'm Troy Aikman with it. When he played with Emmett, admit it, I'm one of the greatest with it. I raised the bar, flip the razor, leave your face with scar. Wait in your place and all that money in your safe is ours. Rap niggas ain't safe at all. My youngest taking niggas chains at those walls and then we skating off. Empty the sticks like 50 shots of spraying off. Kill him, double back, hit him again. We making sure.
You know where the fuck we from, nigga. It sound like a murder one. It's the real nigga shit. Blood, sweat, tears, and bullet blades. Figured I hit the top with those I seen the bottom with wrong. They switched my circle so small, I'm standing out of it. Episodes of a giant hear me, my monument still off the table. Betty won't have a family to count it with. Nah, fake ass niggas, sign your baby, your counterfeit. Limbs knocked off your counterparts, we're known for breaking mama hearts. Ran out of patience, debating, died for the fast flip. Cruising, collecting Confederate flags to wipe my ass with, nigga. Had to be killing shit, I'm hearing ghosts. Seeing my folks disappearing, my feelings broke. Being successful will bring them to tears faster. Keep your threats off the wire, you're bugging out's my fear factor. 30 rounds for your square rapper. The hand of God off the vertical, rear smack you. Shot at me, but I never felt the thing. My diamonds freezing, hate allergic. Valentino handkerchief for sneezing. Dripping with passion, I overdosed twice. Aced all obstacles, I ain't run from shit with the cold ice. Hunger balance, cold nights. Life's a gamble, we damn I don't throw dice. I'm 10 toes spike, high as my choke price. I better semi-rise and clear out all the petty vibes. It bark like a shepherd, bite like Pennywise. The crew beginnings of grim, chronic, and henny eyes. Vomit and envy cries for cowards in the stars. I pull your car, make get you awkward after. Run around on my gorilla shit, and then toss it at you. I was meant to be on in this era, too old for master. Lash it back with your own whip, followed by stronger laughter. Yeah, look in my eyes and see the struggle and success. The memories of 100 real niggas here in the flesh. From the view of the mountaintop, I was mesmerized. Medicine for maniacs, chain reacts in the ghetto fried. You know where the fuck we from, nigga. It sound like a murder one. It's the real nigga shit. Blood, sweat, tears, and bullet blades.
Yeah, in my town we got foul habits. 40 cow packers, hustlers pop cash and trap in a wild fashion. Till agents chase us around backwards. They know our faces, but to them, we just cases in a file cabinet. I'm always down in that brown fabric. Just watch I bought the drown sadness. Blame my childhood for how I'm acting. The lead counter, then we brown bagging. The dollar amount stacking. I can see them numbers, hustlers count backwards. I'm somewhere comfy in the bar section. Not cause I'm rich, cause I'm certified. I'm nothing like these cross dressers. I can't believe where the flow got us. I kept the whole profit, got it playing with rock like the Globetrotters. Straighten beef out and $4, but I'm still humble from them days we ate the bread with the mold around it. And this is a feeling you would never feel. The flow impressive still, and I perform better when the pressure build. Single mothers, breeding hustlers, stretching mills. She fed us with the cash for the electric bill. I'm too eclectic, mouth reckless. best to chill, like the old days, catch the feel. You see, this paper could change a nigga demeanor. I seen it take dreamers and make them into believers. Had you sipping Ace, pulling up like Ace in the Beamer. But first you gotta relate to that Ace in the Cleaners. Ah, ah.
What's going on, man? What's going on? This your boy Ari Starks, one half of Get Your Bars Off podcast. Welcome to, I finally found a name for this shit, Starks and Smarks, man. What you just listened to was Bullet Club from my boy Conway, 716 shit, Griselda shit, featuring Lloyd Banks and Benny the Butcher. Man, coming off that Impact tonight, man, had to drop that record for real because it's up, man. Hold on 1 second. God damn it. He was calling me on the pod. Pardon me. But yeah, man, we had a dope show from Impact tonight. But I'm just gonna recap the past 3 days of wrestling because it's been from War Games to Monday Night Raw to this. Especially me being able to my first time watching Impact, I thought it would be dope to just recap these first 3 days of wrestling. But let's get into this shit, man. Let's get into it. Get this joint off the screen. So let's start with our Sunday night, man. We was recording on Sunday night, so I was watching who's Justin W. Oh, but I was watching War Games as it was going. So I was, saying, I couldn't really watch it as I wanted to, but I did another spin back the next day, and man, I was just tweeting up like a motherfucker. What's going on, Jared? My boy in the chats. Remember Gerard? Always fucking his name up. I'm in the chats. But man, let's get into it. Let me find my notes real quick. Where'd this joint go? I was tweeting a storm up for this Impact shit. Here we go. Jesus Christ. All right. So first match of the night, man. First of all, shout out to the whole War Games in general. I mean, NXT continues to have great NXT events. The takeovers are always something you can look forward to being a good event. I mean, the track record is up there, so it's nothing to really say bad about this event, to be honest with you. But let's just get into it. They started off with the War Games match, the women's War Games match. I mean, why not open and close with one? But yo, these women put the hell on in this match, man. Real talk. Man, quick takeaways from that match. I mean, Raquel Gonzalez definitely made me a fan that night. I mean, the power that, the standoffs between her and Rhea, her power bombing Io through the ladders, like just showing so much brute strength throughout this event. This match was just so eye-opening, especially from her just being the muscle for Dakota. Like she definitely outshined Dakota, in my opinion, in this match. And Dakota started the match. So that was one. I mean, two, Io Shirai is probably one of the craziest women in WWE. Like she just does some crazy shit in the ring. We'll get into that. What else? Shotzi Blackheart. I mean, they definitely are putting the money behind her. They definitely are really have like a future with her. You know what I'm saying? Even with the creating of the new tank, which was fire. Just her being the leader of this team, just kind of like I said, her circulating, kind of being the basis of the women's, being the main basis of the women's division storylines from Halloween Havoc. Well, no, I was saying not storyline, but she was the host of that. But from that and to being the leader of the team for this, man, like they really they're really pushing her to the moon right now. What else? I mean, Ember Moon is coming back just vicious as hell. Lots of great stuff she was doing in the ring. I mean, Rhea's always gonna be Rhea. She's always a great watch to see, man. I mean, it was a really good match, man. Really, really good match. But like I said, man, Raquel definitely made me a fan of this joint. Then we had Ripley coming in the match with the toolbox, and like I said, we started with it was Dakota Kai and Ember Moon, and they were giving it up filthy. Hard kicks, hard strikes, a little bit of crack attack from Ember Moon. I'm glad she got that fixed up. But yo, dope beginning of this joint. Like I said, lots of hard kicks from lady of formerly from Team Kick, and Ember Moon, who I said is coming back vicious and just harsh. Like they said on commentary, she's less flash and more strikes, which I could always love. Next we had Raquel coming in it was Shotzi coming in next to help. They had got the advantage. You know what I'm saying? They was doing their thing. Then Raquel came in and cleaned house. You know what I'm saying? It made it, like they said, it felt like they were, like the commentator said, it felt like it was 3-on-2 the way Raquel was moving in the ring. Then you had Rhea coming in, and it was so dope because you had the shot of Raquel just saying, "Oh man, I've been waiting for this," and I was just like, "Yeah, let's go. This is up now. This is fire." Because even though I had to be reminded, because I forgot, passing the trash can, bro. I forgot that they had their first match at Halloween Havoc, and I'm just like, man, they're real. I love this feud between them, and it's like with them, you rarely see like two like just Amazons just going at it, and it's fire matches too. You're not just saying like the days of just the bodybuilding woman coming in and just, you know what I'm saying, doing some strength shit. No, these women can actually get down. And I just really, I'm really sold on this feud now. I really wasn't that sold on it. I thought it was just something for Rhea for something to help Rhea get over some more, like back in their get back into some W's in her belt. But man, this is building up to be one of them feuds I need to see on the next takeover with them two for the blow off match. What else did we get? Like I said, we had Rhea coming in with the toolbox and pulling out the mini sledgehammer. And I know Triple H was somewhere just happy as hell with that. I mean, I don't know why they couldn't get a regular sledgehammer, but the mini sledge was cool too. You know what I'm saying? It was able to move and get to do what you had to do real quick. So that was ill to see, man. Like I said, the face off with Rhea and Raquel was really dope to see. Then we had Toni Storm coming in, and my God, she really colder than cold grits. I mean, like thicker than cold grits. For real, son. Like, that shit is crazy. And I ain't even crazy about white girls like that, but Toni Storm, my God, my God. But man, other than that, man, I am loving her as a heel right now. She's definitely moving into this role flawlessly. To be honest with you, like, she gives it up filthy in the ring already. So all she got to do is just get the personality to follow with it, which she's doing well in my opinion, and she's good in my book because she did really well in this match. They had a really big corner spot that was like the 6-woman corner spot that they called loud as shit. Like, either, I don't know if it was just me that heard it, but you could hear all of them go the 1, 2, 3, and they all do. I mean, it was a dope spot, but I mean, that shit was loud as fuck. Did you hear that shit when they did that shit, bro? Like, I was like, God damn. But I mean, it is what it is. It's not like it's 1,000 people in there that you won't be able to hear it. So it is what it is. Then you had Io coming in. Man, she can just do some really fly shit, man. She damn near did like a Van Terminator type like move to Raquel when she came in the ring. She had the chair, threw it to her, and then swung and you know what I'm saying, hit her in the face with the chair, which I thought was so fire. So fire. But other than that, man, it took her a while to get in the match because Raquel kept like either closing the gate, she kicked the shit out of her. No, she didn't kick her. She pushed her with the ladder that she was holding on to, and she hit the hell out of that barricade, man. And then on top of that, she tried to climb it. They hit her hands and she couldn't get in there. Candace was able to get in there, and it took all the way up until, you know what I'm saying? Where is my joint? Where's my joint? Took all the way up until this moment where we see that her crazy self basically saying, "Hi, I'm Io Shirai, and welcome to Jackass." Put the trash can over her face, over her body, and just launches herself, B. Just launches herself. Like, when I mean this was so fire, bro. You talk about genius of the sky. Talk about, man, Daredevil at this point, man. She is nuts, bro. Like, with the trash can, and it comes back to Hunter later in the match, actually. But like I said, dope spot, man. Really dope spot in the match. Like I said, she just really did some really fly shit. I think it was one part where she was trying to get in the ring, and Indy Hartwell actually came in, and she was another catalyst to the reason why that Io wasn't getting in the ring. And she always comes in at the randomest moments too to come help. She's really I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I think she's playing her role very well as the I guess the help, if for lack of a better term. But she was wearing them jeans though. I mean, them little plaid pants, fam. She was wearing them joints. I mean, the neck brace made her look kind of stupid, but I ain't gonna lie, she was wearing them pants, family. But what else we had going on in this match? Oh my god, all the kendo sticks that was used in this match. Forgot about that. Steve Blackman and Sandman would be so proud of that match right there. I'm telling you. It was like 4 or 5 kendo sticks that they brought in with this joint, bro. Like I said, man, it was so many dope spots. We had, like I said, the trash can spot. That really solidified how fire the match was at that moment. Like, Io really is. I see why they are keeping his belt on her right now. Like, she really makes memorable moments. Like, she can really turn a match up, bro. Really turn one up. What else we had going on in this match? Oh, I forgot in the beginning of the match too. Just a randomly Shotzi when they came out with the tank. Shout out to the fire tank that they built. That shit was ill. That's way better than the little Tonka truck shit that she had back in when she first came through. But this shit right here, like I said, they putting that money behind that shit. I don't know how much that costs, but it looked like it cost more than $500. But this shit was dope, and they had the little fucking orange or whatever that was in the cannon, and shot it at Dakota Kai, and I thought that was so fucking funny. I mean, I would have ducked too, because I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't think that shit was real. Like, what the fuck? But nah, that was dope. Very dope moment in the match. Like, really, it was a bunch of dope moments for this match, especially for this to be the first match and get it going. What else we had going on? Let's see. We had a really dope spot where Shotzi was doing the cattle mutilation. I think while I forgot who else had the submission in, but somebody else had a submission in. But while Shotzi was using the cattle mutilation, and I just always had to, you know what I'm saying, give it up for her just bringing that move back. I don't know if anybody else was doing that, but last person I seen doing that was my boy Brian Danielson. Can't say Daniel Bryan because I don't know if he was using it in WWE. He probably pulled it back out one of these times, but Brian Danielson was using that joint. And if she's using that, I mean, hopefully I believe she was a fan. But you got a lot of Daniel Bryan fans in WWE. Obviously, Peter Dunne, one of them. Shout out to Steven Larson. They're one of the dudes that got me still calling that man Peter Dunne. But what else do we have? Dakota. Oh my gosh. Dakota with the crazy double stomp on Io Shirai in the trash can. So hard that she couldn't even pull her out of the trash can. Like, that was dumb hilarious, son. Like, it took him like a couple seconds to get that joint off. I'm like, if I'm Io, I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm mildly claustrophobic. I probably would have panicked. Just a smidge. But that was dope, man. You had Ember with the Eclipse on Dakota Kai on the chairs at that. You talk about vicious, yo. Ember really be fucking women up, son. Like, and I ain't saying this in like a botch way. Like, she really be doing these girls dishes, bro. Like the eclipse on the chair, like that already had Indy Hartwell with the neck brace. Now you do that to her, nah, like that on the chair, crazy, b. Then you had to end the match with Raquel Gonzalez with the nasty power bomb where Io Shirai tried to do a Hurricane Run and she caught her to show that strength again and just threw her right through the ladder that was built in between the two rings and got the 1, 2, 3. And my God, I was surprised with that. Like, yo, I was expecting Candice to get the pin, like maybe Tony, whatever, but Raquel or even Dakota, like, but I was not expecting Raquel to get that pin, man. And I don't know if they're gonna finish off the whole Raquel and Rhea Ripley feud, or they're gonna move on with Io versus Raquel. That could be a dope match because you got Candice and Shotzi doing their thing. I think you gonna have you got Tony and Ember doing their thing. So I mean, yeah, I can see that triple threat maybe because they definitely wanted a rematch between Io and Rhea after that crazy match they had on NXT TV. So I can definitely see that happening. But man, big moment for Raquel Gonzalez. Shout out to her. I know that, like I said, had to be a great moment to pin the champ on a big pay-per-view like this, man. Oh man, shout out to them. Like I said, once again, fire pay-per-view. Shout out to Candice LeRae, Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, Tony Storm, Raquel Gonzalez. Who else was in this joint? Io Shirai. Who else we had? Dakota Kai. Like I said, man, fire start to this event. Then we showed that show UE and Team Pat McAfee pulling up to the arena. You had the boys in all black, the UE squad pulling up in unison, walking them joints, looking like they were just getting it planned together and such. And you had Pat McAfee pulling up with the squad in the truck with the dope hoodie though, where it was like, I think it says, "It's great to be great, and it must suck to suck." And I was just like, well, pause. But as a heel, like, yo, that's a fire hoodie, bro. And I mean, it's crazy because you had with it making news that CM Punk, well, not making news, it's not really news, but it was just CM Punk saying that a lot of wrestlers should be ashamed of themselves that Pat McAfee can cut a better promo than a lot of these people. I mean, that's, you still got guys like Miz and KO who still cut great promos and such, but it is a lot of guys in the wrestling that cannot cut a good promo. And it's just like we see him do so many little things that just, as me, a person who always loved the heels or the bad guy as a kid, it's just dope to see him do little shit like that can just, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I want the hoodie, but I would not be mad if he doesn't sell the hoodie. You know what I'm saying? I would not be mad. But other than that, man, we had that. Then we start with Ciampa versus Thatcher, the match I was waiting on, the ass-kicking match. Like, I knew this match was just going to be nothing but just punches, fist kicks, submissions, knee strikes, all of that. And we got a little bit even more. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this joint, man. We had, pardon me, I'm trying to fix this blunt a little bit. But we started this match with Ciampa pulling up with a scorpion-like gear. That shit was fire. I mean, I don't know if he was intentionally trying to look like that or not, but man, he looked super fire. That whole, I always loved the Psycho Killer gimmick, even when I seen it in Ring of Honor. But like, I'm so glad he's getting back in that bag, and just the masks that he used are so fire to me. We had a Thatcher pulling out where he just comes out that I really love his theme song. It really matches him. It's just a gritty ass theme song. So that was it's just both the entrances, nothing flashy. You just knew what time it was. You just ready for the fight. So we get into it, like I said, hard-hitting match. Nothing flashy. Rough uppercuts, submissions. You know William Regal had to love this match, bro. You had Thatcher with just like a real menacing headlock. Like he has one of the most menacing looking faces. He's got Oni Lorcan up out of here with the little like nasty looks and shit like that. But man, he's definitely dope. He's really a dope heel for what he does, man. He does the little things that's needed. He had a real nasty knee strike in the match. Like I said, the match was nothing flashy, so I didn't really take too many notes. But you had a real nasty uppercut to Ciampa in the match. But the big part of the match was the knee strikes from Ciampa to Thatcher that had Thatcher leaking from his ear. Like all of everything he probably heard in the last month was just leaking out of his ear. Like, and then Ciampa, being the savage that he is, starts to just punch away at his ear, and his ear is just leaking, bro, all the way down his face to his neck and all of that such, bro. Like the man was damn near deaf during the match, and he still went through with it, man. Then you had Ciampa ending it off with a nasty rear naked choke, and right at the 4 count, bam, Willow's bell knocked him out, pushed him right over, covered him completely for the 1-2-3. Really dope match. Might not be a lot of people's favorite match. Like I said, no crazy spots. I mean, you got some blood. I mean, what more do you want from a hard-hitting match like that, man? Two dudes who like just kicked each other's ass, and the stare off at the end, which was kind of awkward, but dope at the end, because he's like, I'm not cool with how this went down from Thatcher. Like Thatcher thinking like, I'm not really good with this win. I can't accept that. Now that you really got my attention now. I didn't have your attention. Like you didn't have my attention then. You really got it now. So I can't wait for Thatcher versus Ciampa 2. I forgot what part of the event it was, but we had got what was it? It wasn't like I guess it's more so one of their messages. The whole Karrion Kross and Scarlett is Bordeaux. I should know that, right? Bordeaux 7 is definitely like my favorite shoes. Well, one of, but you know. But yeah, I wasn't deflecting. What was I saying though? Like I said, real old school hard hitting match. Unless it had to stare down. Definitely got to see another one between them two. Then next we get to like I said, we had the vulture pulled up. It was a vulture, right?
Yeah. Buzzard.
It was a buzzard.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. You had that pull up to the ring and just sit there and just look all weird and shit. And basically, we are being told that Karrion Kross is coming back. I mean, I'm ready for bro to come back. I mean, I'm ready to see what they actually wanted to do with bro. Or I mean, are they gonna put him back directly into the title scene? I mean, we got Finn with the title now. They really, because they know obviously after we're gonna talk. I mean, we're gonna talk a little bit about it after, but they knew once. Oh damn it! They knew once Keith Lee was getting ready to move, they had to move up with their next title holder and such. And they said they had somebody ready. Long story short, now that they got Finn and Finn is back and he can really get it moving and shaking now, are they going to have Karrion Kross kind of go for the North American title and go from there? Or probably go against Finn, maybe lose and go for the North American title? That would be my idea, but because Finn is obviously their guy right now. He's definitely, they gotta make that move with him for the title right now. It's evident he's gotta. what he needs to prove something with the title. He can't keep getting injured and with the title and like can't really defend it like that. You know what I'm saying? He got to prove that he's really one of them, like a good champion, like a really a champion that can hold it down again for it, like a year type shit. Not saying he needs it for a year, but whatever. But we had that. Then we go into Cameron Grimes versus. I'm sorry, let me say it right. Cameron Grimes. I gotta say my man's names right, man. For real. Versus Cameron Grimes. But we had that him versus my man Dexter Lumis. And like I said, I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't like too crazy about this feud. Like, I mean, I thought the House of Horrors type joint was funny and shit, but I wasn't too crazy about it. But I'm gonna keep it tall with you, bro. Anytime you tell me somebody's having a strap match, I'm gonna instantly think blood is gonna be shed. And with WWE, I mean, outside of the Ciampa and Thatcher match, I know that's not gonna happen. So it's they kind of like lost a point with me just a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. It was still a good match. But I definitely, when I think of strap matches, I think of blood. You know what I'm saying? Dusty's, even with Cody or, you know what I'm saying, JBL. Like, I need to see that. Well, I don't need to, but when I think of strap match, that's what I think of. But I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. Like, Cameron Grimes has really been one of my favorite, like, over the top heels or just like one of the new heels on the scene. Like, he's been around for a minute. Obviously, we know him as Trevor Lee and other promotions, but this is my first time really getting to know him this year, and he's been one of my favorite acts this year, man. The whole like over the top shit, like opportunistic, all of that is really dope for me, man. Like he's really coming into his own, and especially with this whole Dexter Lumis feud, showing a whole different side of his character that he's able to use. Like I said, he's really been really entertaining me this year. And like I said, when he started with this match, you had Cameron Grimes he basically actually used his own strap that he had with some type of little bag on it, whatever. And they used it, and right before they start the match and put this other strap onto Dexter Lumis, Cameron Grimes starts wailing on him. Gets the advantage throughout the match up until Dexter Lumis finally gets the upper hand. And once he does, he starts throwing this man all across the damn building. Like, he throws him to the barricade like twice. He pulls him off the ring and makes him flip onto the floor mat. Like, he was doing this man's dirty, bro. Doing him dirty. And it was the points that they were smacking each other with those straps. I couldn't have did that. I couldn't have. Not me. Like, I'm as a black kid or as a kid growing up in the hood, I got belt nightmares, B. I can't be doing that. Like, you're not about to be just openly whacking me with no strap, bro. I'm gonna sit there and have a PTSD moment, bro. Don't do that to me. But like I said, man, they had a solid match. Ended with Dexter Lumis hitting him with the silence, which was fire. He did it with the strap around his around his neck, but then he like wrapped it around his face, and he ended up tapping out. Cameron Grimes ended up tapping out. Solid match, man. Solid match to continue the card. Then we get into the triple threat match: Leon Ruff versus Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano. Now, this joint I was not expecting this match to be as good as it was. I'm not even gonna hold you. Match of the year? No, I'm not saying all of that. No, but this was a really good match. If you just go into it with no expectations, especially for some people who've never seen Leon Ruff before. We get Damian Priest's intro. We get Johnny Gargano's intro. But yo, I am not going to hold you. Leon Ruff intro is really fucking lit, yo. Like, he really has a lot of energy and gets you amped when he comes out, right? The whole like stomping on the ring, the whole little hang. Like, he has the energy is bursting out of the arena when he's coming out that joint, man. Pause. That sounded crazy. But other than that, man, I gotta say, just what any of the NXT matches, I always appreciate the big match feel that they give when they announce it with the lights dimming, the you know what I'm saying, the announcement of the wrestlers, all of that such, man. The way NXT presents their title matches, I will always give them their flowers for it, bro. Because they make it feel like a big match feel. And there's tag team, women's, NXT. They make it, like I said, they make it feel like a big match feel though. Basis of this match, man, you really had Leon Ruffin trying to get the work in, and Damian Priest trying to get him out of the way and say, like, bruh, chill. Let me just, you know what I'm saying, do what I gotta do with Johnny and just chill. And he basically had 2 moments of that until Priest was tired of that shit and hit him with a razor's edge into the barricade and sent him on injured reserve. He was on injured reserve. And then you had him and Johnny going at it. He tried to do a little tornado DDT, slipped and ended up hitting the joint. And then I just watching Priest in the ring, man, and it's just really dope how he gets down, bro. Like he can really fly. Not saying like he can fly, but the kicks, man, the height that he gets over those topes. Like I am not going. He really reminds me of Taker at times. The way he gets busy, like a modern Taker. Just the way he moves in the ring, like especially for his height and size. That dude is definitely legit, man. Definitely legit. Always like to watch his match. But yo, Ruff's return to the match was dumb fire. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, Ruff return to the match was dumb fire. You had Damian Priest on all fours after getting I guess this is on their way back into the ring, I believe. And Ruff just ran and basically jumped off of Priest's back and hit Johnny Gargano with the crossbody, I think. So fire, so fire. And just his whole like hot return for like a hot tag type shit was fire, man. The kicks, the moves, all of that was dumb fire. He's really different in that ring. I'm not even gonna hold you. Then he did the one little like bounce off the rope into the clothesline. And I think he tried to do something like that again. And then Johnny hit him with the super kick. Oh my God. It was nasty, bro. Real nasty. So then later in the match, we start seeing more Scream niggas coming through to interrupt in the match. And it's more than we thought. First we thought it was 1. Then it's 2. Then we see it's 3. Now it's like 18,000 of these motherfuckers in the match trying to, you know what I'm saying, end it for this, end it and get Johnny to win. But you had Priest taking him out, flying from one side to the other side, taking these dudes out, man. Like, what's going on, Joe? Got my boy Joe in the chat. I'm saying talking this War Games right now, man. I'm just talking about how Priest really be flying in this ring. You got him flying to one side, taking out one side of the Scream Mass dudes. Going to the other side, taking them out. Dumb fire. I'm just at this point, I'm just like, yo, this match is really fire, like surprisingly. But he ended up going back and forth with Leon Ruff in the ring. You know, Ruff is trying to get his punches in. You know, he's pretty much no selling them Priest's. And then you had Priest just hit him with a nasty kick, man. That whole like roundhouse type Eddie Gordo shit, bro. He knocked him the fuck out with that shit. And then out of nowhere, you see another Scream Mask dude come with a pipe. Bang. Hits Priest with the joint. We see get Johnny with the 1, 2, 3 after he hits the one last what is called the one final beat. 1, 2, 3. Now we got Johnny 3 times, man. 3-time North American champion. Fuck 2 times, 3 times. I'm just gonna up the ante pretty much is what he's saying. Everybody's still trying to get 2. I'll get the 3. But that was a crazy match, man. Crazy match. And who was it but obviously Austin Theory, bro? Like who was not expecting that? Well, at least expecting it not to be Austin Theory. Like I was discussing that with my man's last time. Like the whole him quitting, being off TV. I said it was him at Halloween Havoc. I just wasn't surprised they didn't show his face. You know what I'm saying? Like other than that, that was a cool match. I mean, it's cool to see that them two linked up. I mean, I think Austin Theory will be good with basically shadowing Johnny Gargano, seeing, you know what I'm saying, seeing how he moves and such like that. It'll really be able to find his character in the meantime, between time, instead of them just trying to push him to the moon too early. But then we get to the men's War Games match. I'm really surprised we didn't get a NXT tag team match tonight, but it is what it. Oh no, they was in the match. That's why. Bugging. But yeah, we get to the NXT War Games match. And man, I was lit, bro. I was lit for this shit, man. We had my boys pull up, UE, pull up in that red army, man. It felt like it was a flip on what was that, 2018 gear, where they had the army fatigue with the yellow, where it was just like it was the base army fatigue with the yellow stripe, and it seems like they got the base red with the army fatigue on the stripes and shit, and I guess on his shirt too. But once again, they killed it with the gear. They always kill it on big matches with fire gear. UE really has some of, well, I'm not gonna lie, they probably got top 5, maybe top 3 wrestling gear in wrestling right now, real talk. But man, this match was so fire, man. So fire. It starts off with one of my favorite NXT feuds in NXT history, personally for me, but Pete Dunne versus Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, anytime they get in the ring together, it's magic and pain and hurt. Like for real. Like they start in a little bit of the 5 minutes that they have, because they only got 5 minutes until the next competitors come in. They were putting on, man, so many kicks, strikes, submissions, all of the stuff that we've seen in like Thatcher versus Ciampa, but in 5 minutes and at a faster pace, man. Like it was really dope to see them get busy in the ring. Then next one you had up was I guess was Pat was about to come out, but Oni hit him with the hold on, I'ma get him. Hit him with the Jey Uso, I'ma get him, and ran out to that joint because they got the advantage. You know, Peter Dunne won the ladder match, so he got the 2-on-1, and it starts going kind of downhill for UE at this moment because the advantage just starts building up more and more at UE's disadvantage. So we had him coming in, and to be honest, I hate to be in the ring with Pete Dunne and Oni Lorcan by myself. At like, come on, no, like these dudes are really about to fuck me up. Like I know that for sure. But you had a moment in the match where Pete Dunne had a real nice pinpoint drop kick to the knee of Kyle O'Reilly, which I'm a mark for. I always love that move. It just shows real good, you know what I'm saying, athleticism that you can do that. What else do we have? We had Bobby coming in after that, finally to come save his boy. I mean, I thought it was gonna be Roddy, but right, it can't turn out to be Bobby. Obviously, he got to go save his boy. He comes through, and it's like it's just really good to see Bobby Fish still moving and grooving in these days, man. Like Bobby Fish is an OG, man. Like I've been watching him for almost like 10, 12 years now, bro. Like Bobby Fish been around for a minute. Bobby Fish been around for a good minute. But throughout this match, man, you had Peter Dunne just really trying to destroy people's hands. I think it was Bobby Fish where he had his fingers, like wrapped around the gate, and he was just pulling on them and cranking them and stomping them. And I'm just like, oh my God, dudes are gonna be really throwing up UE signs for life by the time this dude is finished with their hands, bro. Like, it's really nasty. After that, we got Danny Burch coming in, and this dude brought the cricket bat. Like, what you talk about, some European shit right there. Nigga brought the cricket bat. Bro was like, I always thought this game was trash, but I sure love a cricket bat. And I thought this was crazy, bro, because he had two on for one of him and one for Oni, and they was laying waste to boys, bro, like laying waste. Like I said, the advantage, as soon as it had the one up on him, it started getting worse for UE. Then we had Roddy coming in, and I'm like, bro, my man about to come in and break everybody's back and just save the day for the moment at least. And as soon as this man comes in, the second he comes in, they put the beats to my man Roddy, bro. I was tight, son. I was so tight. Like, they put the beats to my man the millisecond he got in there, bro. Like, that was crazy. Then you had Pat coming in. Like, at this moment, like, their squad, Pat's squad is really doing, like, UE's dishes. Like, for real, for real. So then we had Pat McAfee coming in, and right before that, you seen that him and Adam Cole was shooting at each other from across the cages from each other. I thought that was so dope. Like, obviously, the if not the two biggest shit talkers in I'm not gonna say AEW, in NXT right now, going at it right when they're not even in the match. But Pat McAfee's in. And it's crazy. It's crazy that this is, and for him to be, for this War Games match to be his second match only ever, kudos to that man for taking that shit. Like, your first match is a regular singles match. And next is a double cage War Games match with 8 men wilding the fuck out with weapons and flying off of this shit, all of this nature. This is my second match. That's crazy. Yo, shout out to Pat McAfee. There's a lot of things I'm probably gonna be shouting him out for because he really is taking this ball of becoming a pro wrestler and knocking it out the park right now. But he comes in and starts, everybody's, you know what I'm saying, pulling out weapons and shit throughout these War Games matches from the same little spot. It's just like really like a endless little hole of like weapons. Like, you got tables, ladders in this one little section by the steps. They got so much shit right there. But he's pulling out the UE tables with their names on it. Like, yo, this one's for Roderick. This one's for Strong. This one's for Fish. This one's for O'Reilly. This one's for Cole. Even had the chairs. Because you remember, UE had the chairs, the Undisputed Era chairs, when they were in their War Game. So that was a nice little callback, a little flip on that. But I thought the tables was even a great step up. Even, like I said, you got their team taking over. He had already took one of UE's guys out on the table, Roderick Strong, with a nice moonsault, like a really clean moonsault. And yo, like I said, Pat McAfee is really surprising me how good he's moving with these in these matches with the little bit of time that he's had. Like I said, drop the clean moonsault. You had Wade, what was I call him? Wade Keller. What's his name? Wade Barrett. Shout out Wade Keller, one of my favorite journalists in the shit. But shout out Wade Barrett. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing great on commentary, but he said some crazy shit. He was like, Pat McAfee he has the athleticism of Seth Rollins and the hate of The Miz. And I was like, oh, you gotta relax, my guy. Like, I fuck with Pat McAfee too, but let's not jump too far. That's gonna start having, you know what I'm saying, people going start hating him for real. But then my man Cole finally came into the match on shit. He's hit him with the fire extinguisher, has everybody disperse. And once he gets into there, he starts laying waste to boys, man. Starts laying waste. For real, B. Like this, it was really dope to see. And when it was what happened after that? Oh yeah, you had Pete Dunne, like I said, who was really on the lowest of keys, like outside of like some of the big moments that Pat had. He was a real star in this match, B. Like a real star, for real, for real. Like he was fucking boys up at every little moment. Then you had Kyle O'Reilly talking to Pat McAfee, talking heavy to Pat McAfee, and kind of like luring him into the other side of the ring, where he come like, you stupid bitch or some shit like that. And Roddy he was using him as a decoy, and Adam Cole starts putting the beats on him, man, whooping his shit. And it's at this moment, it's War Games, man. It's War Games. Like, this is where I was waiting for, man. And these are the type of storylines that it makes these type of War Games matches where it gets to the 4-on-4. It makes it an epic moment. Like, that's why they say it's not War Games, so they all in there, because you want to see all of them go at it. You had really dope parts of the moment with Pat McAfee, where obviously giving some homage to the what is it called, to what is this, to the old War Games. Sorry, I'm a little high already, but to the old War Games, by doing like little flare tactics, a chop block here, a figure four there. I thought that was so dope for me. You know what I'm saying? Just him giving homage. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, yeah, Bobby Fish doing work. You had Cole hitting the last shot. I think that was on who did he hit the last shot on? It was on one of the on no, he didn't hit the he hit the last shot on, I think it was on one of Oni or Danny. I mean, that's always remind me, I really love that move. But he had a really funny spot in the match where it was Dunn trying to put, I mean, you had the UE trying to put Dunn through the table with Danny Burch on there, and they couldn't even get him through the table. Like, they actually had to really like jump, like use 3 men to jump to get through this table. Like, that's one of the strongest tables I've seen in a long time. And then you had Cole pushing Pat off the table. I mean, Pat off the turnbuckle into the table. You start seeing a lot of these tables being used against these guys now. And then you just like, oh man, you had a really another dope spot where all the guys are laid up across the cage, and they just start knocking them down one by one. I thought that was a really dope moment by Undisputed Era. And when they got Pat by himself, they jumped this nigga, B. Like, I thought that was hilarious, son. Like, really jumped them on some hood shit. Like, nah, son, you thought it was sweet. Wow, beat. Like, nah, son, that was crazy. Threw him to every side of the cage, man. But like I said, it took a little while to get to it, but like, once they got to like all of them in this match, it was up from there, man. And I thought Dunn and O'Reilly was getting ready to close it out with them two, which everybody was laid out. You had Dunn and O'Reilly going at it. Then you had you had him hitting the bitter end for the 2 count. Oh, that had me on my heels. Then you had O'Reilly hitting the brain buster on Pete Dunne on the steel between the 2 rings. That was crazy. Then you had Pat and Cole after them 2 dudes, right? You got Pat and Cole going at it. So I think them 2 are about to close it out. Then Fish Spear and Birch through the table that was meant for him. I thought that was fire. Pat tried to do the Panama Sunrise and then got his head taken off by Adam Cole. Adam Cole be knocking niggas out with them super kicks, be real talk. You have Dunn hitting, which was the crazy spot, yo. Dunn hitting the bitter end on Cole on the chair. Oh my God, man. Like, man, this closing sequence was insane, family. Insane. You got Kyle hitting a knee drop on the chair for the win. Oh, pardon me. I totally forgot. The big swanton bomb from Pat McAfee with the created. It was like the created player as like when they had the swanton bomb, and then you had the senton bomb. Like, that was the senton. But the fact that he did it off the top of the cage, and this is his 2nd match. Yo, shout out to Pat McAfee, bro. Really going balls to the wall, bro, with this role in wrestling, man. Like, for real. Like I said, we had all of that happen, and you ended with Kyle O'Reilly with the knee drop on the chair for the win. And like, yo, it was so dope to see Kyle get the W, man. Like, the rise of Kyle O'Reilly continues, and like it's really good to see that, man. Because Cole could have got the win, especially with him being the leader. Like, it was him versus Pat, all of that. But Cole, they continue to let O'Reilly build himself and get his you know what I'm saying, notoriety up as a singles wrestler or just getting that pin in anything anyway. That's just like being a soul survivor or whatever. You got the win for the team. Like I said, like, shout out to NXT, fire pay-per-view. But I mean, what's new? What's new from them? Oh man, like I said, what else do we got? What else do we got, man? I'm gonna move on. Let's move on. We had next coming up, we had Monday Night Raw, which was a solid show. We could run through that pretty quickly. Let me get to my notes for that. What a time. All right. So let's see, man. Like I said, pretty solid opening. You had Randy Orton coming out with his entrance, basically recapping the last week's segment that he had between him, Alexa Bliss, and the Fiend. And it's like Orton gets on the mic and he's saying that no ordinary man will be able to tremble at the thought of facing the Fiend, but he's no ordinary man. And he smashed his moral compass years ago, which I thought was fire because if you think about all the crazy shit that Orton's done in his past, from like the killing, being a legend killer, man, fucking, then he RKO Mae Young. I mean, not Mae Young. Mae Young. No, it's Stacy Keibler too. Like, he done a lot of crazy shit, turning on Legacy. Like, he's done some foul shit. Like, so I could definitely agree. He definitely lost his moral compass a very long time ago. Where did he say his finish? He said he's gonna stare the devil in his eyes and let him know that the most evil son of a bitch on the planet of Earth has come home. But in the meantime, he'll be knocking on the funhouse door, waiting and wondering just exactly who's going to let him in. I thought that was a really dope beginning promo from Randy. Like, Randy starting to show. I mean, just when he gets into this dark bag, it's really fire, man. We talk about with this when he was doing that real crazy shit on SmackDown, even when he was with the Wyatt family, he definitely fit kind of well, to be honest with you. But dope promo from that. Next, we had Bray appearing on the screen from the Firefly Funhouse and saying that let me put my chat right there. Yeah. Oh shit. Put that shit right there. Here we go. Yeah, that's way better. All right, there we go. So yeah, he basically pulls up on the screen, and what does he say? He said Alexa would. Oh yeah, basically Alexa would have been here, but she stayed home. And Orton warns him not to play any games, which sets off Wyatt, and he starts saying like, "Did he say game? Did you say games?" And we starts to play the game. Let's get Randy, which I thought was just hilarious. I mean, I'm an Austin Powers fan. Who's not an Austin Powers fan? Just the fact they just made the little flip on that with his name, like. Bray Wyatt is a funny motherfucker, bro. He's a dude I need to smoke with, for real. I know he used to be getting blazed, B. Woo. But we go to the game of Let's Get Randy. You got Mercy the Buzzer, Huskis, Rambling Rabbit, all of them there playing. And the prize is the crucifix that he used to beat the frog over with on the last Firefly Funhouse. He had the dead frog sitting there. He had the crucifix all there for the value of that $49.95. I thought that shit was hilarious, bro. Like, Bray Wyatt really is a dark, hilarious motherfucker. But you talking about a motherfucker who comes from Robot Chicken era. Like, I watched all that Adult Swim crazy shit, so I'm right up the alley with that type of fucking humor. That shit is hilarious, B. So you had him asking the questions and such, and none of the puppet pals got the right answer. And we even had Rambling Rabbit saying that they should get along. He was just like, why would you even say that, family? Like, yo. None of them had the question of how to punish Randy Orton. So then he says that he always has the right answer. So that it gets Randy to challenge Bray and not the Fiend to a match later that night. So next we get Asuka versus Shayna Baszler for the first time ever, yo. For the first time ever, which that's crazy to me, B. If she wasn't in this tag team, maybe would have got him earlier. But hey, I digress. So we start with Shayna basically says she's gonna have Lana's. They start with a little promo before the joint, and saying they're gonna rearrange Lana and all that such. And Nia Jax is like, you're gonna her back is gonna have boobs, and that was. I'm not that crazy of a Nia Jax fan, and she doesn't really say anything that's really crazy to me or funny to me at times. But I thought this was funny, like just like wait, my G, you're gonna have her boobs on her back, like that just sounds crazy. Nah. So we start the match, you know what I'm saying? All the collar and elbow. Asuka starts with a heel trip into her ankle lock. Baszler fights out, rolls through with a leg pick of her own, and you have Asuka blocking it. Shayna applies a heel hook. Asuka counters it with one of her own and reverses, and Baszler reverses it. Asuka reverses to an ankle lock with the grapevine and a back suplex that goes right into that, which was fire. The fade goes to the floor. Asuka goes face first into the announcer table. We go to break, and right back to commercial. Baszler's in control, working over Asuka's arm, laying kicks into their chest. Asuka firing up and hits a cold breaker. Running, you know what I'm saying, hits the running hip attack, and you know what I'm saying, it gets blocked with the boot, but Asuka gets the flying arm bar. Shayna keeps her hands clasped and rolls back, countering the Karafuda clutch. And Asuka counters it to a pin for only 2. And what happened right after that? We got looking for the Asuka lock, but Nia Jax runs into the interference, but Lana is running over to the floor. Lana slips out and put Lana what's her name? Lana Jax. Nia Jax into the steel steps. Nia, you know what I'm saying, tries to put her up for a power bomb. Lana Frankenstein's into the announcer table, which was really, really nasty. And I ain't gonna lie, I got a little happy for Lana at that moment. Like, it was a little, they probably got me at that moment. Like, God damn it, WWE. Now I'm happy she's kicking her ass. But I mean, it is what it is. Obviously Lana runs away to try to get away from that shit. Because you already know Nia Jax is about to come and try to beat the shit out of her. Asuka ends up winning with a little folding press. Her and Lana celebrate on the ramp. And thank God nobody got put to a table this day. So, I mean, the streak continues. The new streak of not getting put through a table. I mean, that match was, for what it could have been, I'm just tight. It could have been better. I wish they had a little bit more time. Ooh, sorry, a little gas burp. So we get Bobby Lashley versus Jeff Hardy being hyped up later. We got Kofi Kingston and Shelton Benjamin being told that's happening later that night. We get the Hurt Business walking in looking clean as ever, as usual. And Cedric basically berating some random dude that was just sitting there putting some stuff in a box and about just being in the way. And you could hear MVP just saying that, like, yo, fam, you've been feeling yourself lately, B. Like, which everybody's been saying if you've been watching this shit, like Cedric's really been in his bag, especially if you've been hearing what I've been saying the past couple of joints. Like, I've been loving it. So to see him continue to, like, letting him continue to get really comfortable in his role is dope to see. They go to commercial back. We get a little recap from last week of AJ Styles becoming the number one contender, and a little alliance between him and Miz over pie, which I thought was crazy. I mean, I don't love pie, but I guess, you know, white people love them some pie. We could see Ricochet and Dana Brooke backstage trying to chat it up about how they're going to have their match with Retribution. And you got Matt Riddle pulling up with Bro Nuts. If anybody doesn't know what Bro Nuts is, it's his rendition of donuts, but with bro in the front. And they happen to put 2 T's on it. I'm just like, okay. I was like, they really, really moving on this shit. Like, they really are. I was like, alrighty. But they basically said, like, yo, we're trying to focus on this joint. Like, we good, fam. So after that, the interviewer rolls up, basically saying how they're gonna take care of Retribution later, and asks, and she kind of like tried to play Ricochet on the low. She's like, "Are you done with the whole lone wolf act and teaming up with Dana?" And he's like, He was like, no, Retribution understands that there's strength in numbers. And so they're going to show Slapjack and Reckoning a thing or two. Dana talks about how not letting anyone disrespect her. And tonight's about teamwork. But she's going to give Reckoning a receipt for the black eye. I didn't even know she got laced up like that until she showed that shit, though. Like, she really, for the way they've been doing Reckoning with these matches, at least she got to be able to, you know what I'm saying, fuck one of these joints up real quick. Back to commercial. You got Retribution in there, do a little promo about how they're gonna end Ricochet and Dana Brooke. We start the match. We got Brooke and Reckoning start trading heavy palm strikes with mounted punches from with like just punching. You had Yim with a kick to the midsection, whip across a big boot. Dana hits the enziguri and makes the tag. Ricochet snaps a Frankensteiner off of the slapjack and follows it with a corkscrew tope conjero. And back inside, you got Mustafa Ali going crazy at slapjack. But as soon as slapjack takes the advantage and hits the Falconero for the 2, I know, sorry, he was talking crazy to Ricochet hits Falconero for the 2. Then after that, you had the women tagging in, and Dana Brooke, in a minute, I believe, like hits a Michinuka driver for the win. And I'm like, are we really doing this to Mia Yim? Like, are we really doing this? Like, how you got her man's, you know what I'm saying, up here, but she down here losing 60 seconds, B? Like, it was real nasty. To Dana Brooke at that, fam. Like, that's crazy. Like, nah, I don't know what it is that, I mean, I get, you know what I'm saying, longevity, like she been here a little while longer, whatever, but you're not about to do me like that, fam. Come on. Especially when Retribution been racking wins, you're not about to have him lose in 60 seconds, fam. Like that's why they call him jobber. I see somebody call him like jobber Trushin or something like that. Some crazy shit on Twitter, bro. I was like, wow, B, like they already turning their backs on Retribution. Like I was fucking with him. I still do. I still got faith in Retribution, me personally.
Me too. I honestly like it. The idea, I just hate what they doing with it. Like, if you want to go mid-card route, okay, do that. You got tons of wrestlers that's sitting out that could be having matches with them. And we can see a different rotation of people. Yeah, they've been fun.
No.
I'm talking about the different wrestlers.
Oh, they about talking about all the little niggas and shit like that.
No. I'm talking about the actual wrestlers. Like, let's see what Dio Man got in the ring in a singles match against somebody.
Well, I think they're gonna do that sooner or later. Like, I would like to see T-Bar and what's the big dude name? Mace, right?
Yeah.
I like to see T-Bar and Mace versus Drew McIntyre and Sheamus one of these weeks. But anyways, let's get back to the joint. We got backstage. You got Keith Lee running into Sheamus actually, and basically telling him like, "Yo, nobody in his backstage is feeling you on this whole best friend shit. So drop the act." And I feel like they kind of sort of build until they get to Drew and Sheamus. They're gonna do Sheamus and Keith Lee, which is gonna be fire. They basically saying drop the whole act, fam. Everybody gets it. Like, we just waiting for it. It's a matter of time for you to stab Drew McIntyre in the back. Sheamus saying like, all right, I'm about to go do all that stuff you're gonna say, and he brushes it off. So they go to break. Back, we got the announcement. Shout out to Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch for their baby girl. I think the name is pronounced Ro. I like that. I really like that name, son. Like, I really like that name. But shout out to them, man, on the baby girl. I can't wait for them to come back. But I'm very patient. Do the family thing, man. I can take as much time away as y'all like, man, because I got a lot on your hands, for real. But shout out to that, man. Definitely that, man. Wrestle love is always good to see, man. Wrestler love is good. Always good to see, especially when it's not fake. You know what I'm saying? All that like fake marriage shit we've been spoon fed all these years. We got to see some real like fruitful relationships and such like that, man. Back we got to see Miz and John Morrison are in the ring. Miz welcomes to Miz TV and introduced the guest, AJ Styles with his man Almost. And you know what I'm saying, they interview AJ, who admits facing Drew McIntyre for the first time is challenging, but he's gonna wrap a steel chair around his back and put him through a table and knock him out cold and climb the ladder to grab the title and regain his spot at the top of the mountain. I think it's dope that they have in the TLC match because these dudes can probably really get busy with them joints, bro. Like, I wasn't even thinking about what they match what could have been, to be honest. But I mean, TLC is fitting, you know what I'm saying? Because AJ Styles can do almost everything, and Drew McIntyre can really fuck you up with a lot of shit. So I think that's a really dope setting for them. So we get to Miz and Morrison making fun of Drew McIntyre, Sheamus. They're doing the impersonations and such, which I thought was hilarious. Every week I love when John Morrison's doing that shit, bro. It always makes me laugh. Like at first I was mad that John Morrison was doing all this funny shit in the tag team and shit because I've been wanting him to get back and get to show his wrestling skill, even though he doesn't. But he's a real funny dude, yo. I didn't know this dude was this funny. But it makes fun of Sheamus and Drew. Sheamus makes his entrance and such, congratulating them on the accents, getting their accents right. But if they actually did that at a pub in Dublin, that they would basically get their shit beat it. And I thought that was funny, fam. The Hills do a little math lesson and point out that Sheamus is outnumbered correctly, but he says that, I got the homie with me. Drew McIntyre pulls up. They come down and says, no matter the odds, he always gets the same results. He remains the WWE champion. They discuss whether that Miz has balls and such. And I was like, all right, this is getting awkward. And he said, I didn't want to get into that. It was pause all of it. But Miz and Morrison try to attack, but AJ they like, we good on that. Like, we cool with you, but we'll just sit back and wait, like for later. Like, we'll just chill on that. Like, you ain't about to be using my mains for your beef. Like, nah, relax. But next we get into a match that I was definitely amped for, and it's really dope to see in 2020. Kofi Kingston versus Shelton Benjamin, yo.
Shelton Benjamin.
Very dope to see these dudes, man. Obviously, long time vets, and still can really get busy in the ring like some of these young dudes. So really dope to see them get a spot on Monday Night Raw, man. Yo, facts. Shout out to my boy Fries in the chat. Yo, TLC definitely got like the tables match. Some matches they got for TLC that I'm happy for to see. But man, let's get into this Kofi Kingston versus Shelton Benjamin. So he basically got them trader kicks early. Benjamin pops him up and hits the knee trembler into a big boot, taking control. Kingston fires back with a pop-up stomp. Fast-paced ducking and dodging. Kofi goes for the SOS, which was kind of fucked up. He kind of fucked it up, and that made me start thinking, like, yo, should he stop doing the SOS at this moment? Oh, shit, I didn't even know I had my joint up. I'm bugging. I'm high. But yeah. I was like, yo, should he even be doing the SOS anymore? Like, he probably should shelve that move personally. But anyways, where is we at? He goes for the SOS. Shelton reverses it into the Dr. Bomb, folding press. No, goes for the two. It goes for a 2 count. He goes right into a standing half crab, shifting into the ankle lock, which the transitions were so fire. And Kingston gets to the rope break to force the break. We get a monkey flip, and Benjamin drops Kofi to the floor. Kingston, catches himself and back inside. It was like he hit the monkey flip, and I think that's where he kind of like hurt his knee a little bit. And he's trying to get back into the ring after that to try to beat the 10 count. And they both beat it just at the nick of time. And Kofi gets the advantage right on that time. Right? And gets a little bit more action and hits the Trouble in Paradise for the win. Now we get the post-match where Cedric Alexander is on the lowest of keys, burying Shelton for his age. And it's like, yo, no. I don't care what happened what just happened with Shelton. You ain't gonna do that with me, fam. And basically goes in the ring and says, nah, I want to match right now with you, fam. If you can do that, if you a champion, you can come fight me now. So then we get Cedric Alexander versus Kofi Kingston, which I'm like, well, all right then. Shit. If we're gonna get it, then we here. So it starts with the match in progress, and Cedric is pushing Kofi around in the ring. He kicks Kofi to the floor and follows him out and starts beating him down and hoisting him back inside for a 2 count, targeting the leg with an Achilles lock. DDT in the leg, and Kofi up kicks to get some separation, but he hobbles himself back up on one foot. It's pretty much like he's just a stray dog with a broken leg right now. And he start hitting desperation stumps in the corner when Alexander starts running back on his feet, throwing chops, floats over into a small package for the 2. And Kofi, looking for the SOS, kind of turns into a short one-arm power bomb instead, and it's only good for 2. That's what I started saying, like, even again, like, yo, he kind of got to chill with this move, B. Like, he really gonna fuck himself up one of these days. He hits a basement drop kick, taking Kingston out for a knee. What's his name? Cedric Alexander twisting and starts hits a twisting brain buster, which is he doesn't get the 1, 2, 3. And while he's wrenching Kofi's leg up in the corner and trying to jockey for position, you got Kingston who drops him with an avalanche gore buster and shakes some life into his leg and double stomps him, and it comes up empty, but Alexander is ready for that shit. And right at the moment, he hits him with the lumbar check for the 1, 2, 3. And that's 2 wins for Cedric Alexander over both champions of the New Day. Like, that's so fire for Cedric Alexander, yo. Like, 2 wins over the New Day, like, just by yourself. Like, not together. We lost together, but I got these guys. Dolo, at least they show they really, really are putting that look into Cedric Alexander that we've been wanting for so long. So long. Hey, you want this shit? But so we get into AJ Styles AJ Styles, John Morrison, and The Miz versus Drew McIntyre, Sheamus in the handicap match. And we start with McIntyre and Morrison starting, traded forearms, and Drew takes John off his feet. He tags in Sheamus. They start trading shots. Celtics Warrior ends up on the floor. A little bit of tension, but they throw Johnny into the announce table right before they go into break. Back from the commercial, you got Sheamus beating Miz down in the corner. He pops up for a second for a Ray Stevens knee drop and no dose. You know what I'm saying? Right after that, you got Drew coming in, hits a double suplex on Miz, and you got them going in with a real. Instead of keep rolling with the heat segment until long last heat. You got Style tagging in. Quick tags as our heels, you know what I'm saying, work around the WWE champion, but Sheamus comes in and turns the tide. What's that shit called? The Beats of Borden? Beats of Burden? I do not know how to say that shit. Yeah. But he hits the hits on the chest on Miz, and you got AJ calling him out, demanding him to start, you know what I'm saying, just to try to get him up, you know what I'm saying, do something. Like, what happened after that? You have Miz trying to hit the roll up, and then the hip toss from Morrison back in the ring. But Miz rakes his eyes and chop blocks the what's his name, Sheamus, and they start working Sheamus over. He blocks his chest kick from Johnny and gets caught in the gator roll to bring him back over to the corner, and they tag AJ in. And they start just stomping away at him, blocking. They start kind of like doing what the New Day does. It's just pretty much keeping him in the corner. And AJ gets him in for a calf crusher. And Sheamus is trying to crawl over and gets to Drew McIntyre to break and try to get to him, but Drew McIntyre is hurt and gets in there and breaks up the pin. Styles just started shooting the shit at him, and got the Celtic Warrior going at him and saying back on his feet, and reverses the style clash into the white noise, which was fire. And the path clear, reaching and crawling, and finally gets the hot tag from McIntyre. McIntyre goes in and lights up, you know what I'm saying, Morrison with some clotheslines, nice little belly to belly, a suplex. Miz comes in, he gets smoked. You got another double over the head suplex and the kip up. Just seeing McIntyre, he really just shows he's on fire at moments. Yo, when he's on fire, he's on fire. What else we happened? AJ finally comes in with a cheap shot. Oh my bad, pardon me, I missed that. You got Miz trying to pull his Morrison out of the ring before Drew could even hit the Claymore, and then AJ hits a cheap shot and gets the tag in. He gets the Irish curse. He gets the Irish curse with Styles, and Bro kick to Miz. Morrison misses with a springboard, and Bro kicks him and takes Drew out. Styles takes advantage and hits the hits him with the hits Drew with the what happened? I say Bro kicks Drew out, and Styles hits the Styles Clash on what's his name? I'm about to call him the Brogue, but what's his name? Sheamus for the win. And right after that, we go to see backstage. Now I'm gonna give up, man. The whole fuck that lot of shit. Right after that, man, you already see Sheamus saying, "Yo, I already know what's gonna happen to me, Charlie. I already know what's gonna happen. Drew's about to come back and try to kick my ass for what happened." And they get to it, bro. When it happens, Charlie just runs. She's like, "Oh, I'm not with this shit. I'm out." And when they start throwing the hands, man, it got crazy in that joint, B. It got crazy. Like, what happened, son? The fucking you had all the officials, Jamie Noble, Pat Buck, come out with shit, man. And they looked at Pat Buck like, "Hey, yo, fam, what are you doing? Sit down, fam," and put that man right through the catering table, B. And I thought I was dying because you had all the like backstage wrestlers just circling around, crying, laughing, B, like just watching this shit like some Fight Club shit. Like that little segment was probably like one of my favorites outside the like beginning segment and the Kofi and shit, the Kofi versus Cedric and all that shit. Like those are my favorite parts of Raw for real, son, because that shit was fire. What else happened? Oh yeah, so we had Lana freaking out backstage, basically having a wrestle night. Jack next week, Asuka basically peps her up and say, you know what I'm saying, you got it, believe in yourself, all that good stuff. What else we had after that? We got the fight between the two. What else? Got Matt Riddle pulling up on Jeff Hardy with the bro nuts and saying, like, yo, we should probably, you know what I'm saying, make a tag team. The Hardy Bros and their finisher should be called the Broetry in Motion. I ain't gonna lie, even though I've been on my get Jeff Hardy off my TV brigade, I'm cool with this. I think that would be something fresh for Jeff Hardy, for real. Like I said, he pitches that. Then they go out, start the match between Jeff Hardy and Bobby Lashley. This match is basically Bobby Lashley's taking over the majority of this match with Matt Riddle trying to give Jeff Hardy, you know what I'm saying, pumping him up outside. What else do we have? You had what's his name? MVP running in for some interference. Matt Riddle brings him down brings him down to help. And what else? You got the dive lariat outside off the apron to go to break and right back in. You had Matt Riddle because this whole thing is really setting up for Matt Riddle and versus Lashley for the U.S. title. So they basically was jarring at each other and such. And I think Jeff almost got the win, but it was a dub. Lashley put the hurt lock in and you had Jeff ended up tapping out. I had to rush through that because I really didn't care for that match. Like I really did not care for this match, and I really did not feel like going through all of these notes for that shit. But you even had MVP eating one of the donuts and shit. I mean, if a nigga's giving out free donuts around the backstage, I'm taking one. Like when niggas did that shit at work, I definitely always took a donut. For real. Shout out Paulo's Donuts. Backstage we had Randy Orton having somebody knock at the door. Nobody was there, and you had after that, you see noise, you hear the little during joint, little bounce noise, and it was fucking Rambling Rabbit, basically saying that Bray Wyatt was happy to face him in the ring, can't wait to do it and shit, all that good stuff. And we get Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. Get a little typical collar and elbow shoot off to the shoulder block. Wyatt starts standing tall, giggling and shit, and he uppercuts him to send him to the floor. Or smashes his face into the announce table, but Bray blocks the back suplex and hits one of his own. Crawling and smiling, Bray knocks in, I think, like Brian Saxton and over the barricade and takes his headset. Yo, it was fucking hilarious, bro. Like Bray really is hilarious, dog. Like for real. You had Orton back at commercial taking control of the match, and they're back into the ring, and he's stomping Wyatt out. Bray fires back, you know what I'm saying, with some right hands and a whip to the corner and an elbow up to the charge. And Randy scrapes his bootlaces across Wyatt's face and knee drop off to the ropes. for one, you know what I'm saying? Only a 1 count. Even it's crazy that even with just Bray being Bray, he can still be as strong as he is. You know what I'm saying? Just as strong as the Fiend with the 1 counts and shit. You had more stumping away from Randy Orton. Bray finally breaks his grips and fights out. And Randy off the ropes hits a mat slam, connects, and back to the reverse chin lock. Wyatt gets out and drops him with a lariat. Hanging upside down in the corner, right hands, atomic drop. Off the ropes, a corner body avalanche, freight train, cross body. You know what I'm saying? A kick to the gut, the DDT connects, no pin, so no win pin. And Sister Abigail got blocked, back-to-back backbreakers. You got the little garbage stump, a headbutt, and you're chasing him to the floor with a back suplex into the announce table finally. And back inside, Bray is a bit faster than his sister Abigail, blocked again, and the thumb to the eye with the hanging DDT, finally connecting from Randy. And going into that special place, but the lights finally go down, I guess, fiendish-like, and Orton, you know what I'm saying, hits the RKO. And when the lights are all the way down, there's no count and no finishes announced. And when the red lights come on, Randy wakes up and the Fiend is right there, right underneath him. And he hits him with the mandible claw and chokes him out. And that's the end of the show. Now, I will say that ending is fire. Like, their match was cool. It was cool. And if they're going to take it up a notch with the Fiend, I can't wait to see what they do at TLC. I'm not even going to hold you. Like, I think the Fiend versus Randy at TLC, you take away all the, like, championships and the big stage and all of that shit, they really gonna give it up filthy. Like, I can't wait for that match, for real. But like I said, man, Raw was okay. Nothing really crazy. Like I said, I'm hyped to see, like I said, AJ versus Drew. They're really building that up. You got Drew and the Sheamus thing, kind of like they're teasing things here and there. Like, they'll tease it, then they'll bring it back. Little things like that. Like I said, I'm loving Randy versus the Fiend. What else? That's really about it. Oh, like I said, Cedric and what they're doing with him. Like, I'm really loving the rise of Cedric Alexander right now. And I mean, I've been loving everything they've been doing with the New Day. Like I said, black wrestlers, when they've been like, for real, for lack of a better term, getting the bag together. Like, we can't do it alone, man. Shit, let's do it together. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna talk about that in the next show that I'm gonna talk about before we close up out of this joint. Let me see what the chat's talking about. Can't retire to SOS. Too dope title, man. I mean, like I said, he doesn't have to, but he got to clean that shit up, man. Kofi do be looking sloppy sometimes with certain moves, and I'd be like, he got to clean that shit up. I just don't want him to injure himself, B. That's all. But let's get into the next show that we talked about for tonight. Finally, man. Probably gonna be talking about this a little bit more lately. But we had Impact Wrestling. Yes, Impact Wrestling. Something I ain't really watched in like damn near like 10 years, B. Like, the last Impact show that I watched was probably right when Bully Ray got there. And that was probably the last times I watched the shit. But for obviously everybody know what we're back. We watching this shit for. We watching this shit to see what happens with Kenny Omega pulling up, man. They talked about it on the Winter is Coming episode of Dynamite, and they said tune in and see what's gonna happen next. And we didn't know if we were gonna get a match. We didn't know if we was gonna get a big promo in the ring. We didn't know. We just had to tune in. And I was tuned in, man. I caught it on the Twitch joint. My joint didn't have access, so I was like, that's kind of whack. So, but watched it on Twitch. It was still cool. But yeah, some really dope things, man. Quick takeaways. I definitely like the little in-match flashbacks that they had from the old TNA that I was watching when it was like the X Division, like when they was up. Like, they even show the crazy promo from Scott Steiner, and that just reminded me, like, even seeing Petey Williams there, like, damn, this is why Petey Williams is not a factor anymore, because dumb shit like this, man. And that shit like that is why I stopped watching TNA too. Dumb shit like started making some of my boys looking crazy, B. But they showed a lot of great shit. They showed like Gail Kim versus Awesome Kong. They showed like Kaz versus Davari. Shout out to Davari, who really I became a fan of him in TNA, and then became a fan of not Taz, Kaz too. He used to be doing some real fire crazy shit too. They showed LAX when they were Proud and Powerful when they were LAX versus the Lucha Bros, man. Like dope matches like that. Lucha showed the new age of TNA, which once they really like sat Dixie Carter down, shit, man, they really started signing some really great talent. I've been peeping. So let's just get into it real quick, man. Let's see, I got the quick results right here from the show. Where I put that shit. So let's see what happened. We started with one of the one-on-one of two tag teams with Chris Sabin versus Josh Alexander of the North. And it's a tag team I've been hearing about a lot this year. The North. And I've been wondering who they were. And I mean, I just never jumped into it, never checked it out. But now that I see one of these dudes, this dude he's a brute, yo. He gives it up filthy in the ring, yo. Josh Alexander ain't nothing to play with. I like the old school wrestler look, man. Like these two dudes I've been hearing are like if they said they were linking up, these two dudes they definitely want to see against FTR or the Bucks. And they was talking about top tag teams of the year. I've been hearing their names up in a lot of conversations. But they're going up against some guys that I've been fucking with for years. Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley. But Chris Sabin, for real. I've been working with him since he was solo in TNA. You know what I'm saying? I remember we was just watching one of them joints a couple days ago when he was in the X Division match. I think it was him. It was like him, Styles, and Petey Williams or something like that. But like I said, man, these dudes are vets, man. It's really dope to see these dudes still, you know what I'm saying, getting boogie in the ring, man. But like I said, this was a really good match. Like I said, simple match, but like I said, it had Josh Alexander, like I said, really the bruiser in this match, while Chris Sabin was really like doing his thing, doing the high flying shit that we always grown to love these guys for. Like I said, that was pretty much the gist of the match. We had Chris Sabin going over in that joint. But with this whole new meeting of AEW and Impact, if they got something going on further, I definitely would like to see the North pull up on AEW and get it popping with the tag teams, man. For real. Next, you had Brian Myers, formerly Kurt Hawkins in WWE, going against TJP, and him getting the W over him, which I was a little bit surprised with, to be honest with you. It really happened out of nowhere, like for real. He was in the knee bar and ended up coming out of it with a win. It had that. It's good to see them dudes. It's still like what I'm saying, I guess having a better career they are having in WWE at least. I mean, I hope TJP is not as average in Impact as he was in WWE for real. He was wild average. Next you had Eric Young defeating Cody Deaner. I didn't know who the Deaner dudes were. Kind of guess they're like the southern bumpkin type dudes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too much about these guys at all, but I know who Eric Young is, TNA vet. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing about what's going on with him. They gave a little recap about what's going on with him winning the title and all of that such. So it's good to see that he's being taken seriously over there. You know what I'm saying? Why would they not, man? He's one of the dudes who kind of helped build that house. Real talk. What else? We had Deonna Purrazzo and Kimber Lee versus Taya Valkyrie and Rosemary in a tag match, which was a solid match, man. Nothing too crazy for me. I ain't gonna lie, I really thought Rosemary was supposed to been out of Impact a while ago when her hype was out the roof. But I mean, I guess she's sticking it with Impact, and I guess she's gonna be going up against Deonna Purrazzo for the Impact Women's Championship at Final Resolution. So I mean, I guess I'll be trying to check that out when it happens. So I'd rather see the one-on-one than the tag team, you know what I'm saying? What else we had? Oh yeah, we had a really dope promo from Sami Callihan talking that shit, yo. Talking about how he basically is the reason why people are been watching Impact when he pulled up and fucked Eddie Edwards up with the bat. Had the bat incident, which I remember hearing about that and seeing that joint just for that. Like he definitely makes noise, whether it's bad or good. He makes noise and he brings eyes to TNA. So he was just talking about that, just how he just remains the draw for TNA and all of that shit, which was fire. And I guess you had Eddie Edwards' wife, or girlfriend pulling up and basically saying like, "Yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to let you talk about my man's like that for real, for real." And he was like, "Yo, last time you got in this ring, you almost got power drive by what's his name, Eric Young. I ain't Eric Young. I don't got too many manners. I'll do that shit. Basically, I'll fuck you up in this ring." Talking about a dude had a whole title match with a woman, like, and beat her with a bat. Like, come on. We know Sami Callihan is a little nuts up there. So you had that going down. She said she didn't come alone. Eddie Edwards comes out and I'm gonna say attacks him, and he runs out. You know what I'm saying, scurries out and such. Eddie Edwards is hyped up. I guess they're gonna be rehashing that feud and such like that. Obviously, like I said, from what I've been hearing, like Sami K. If anytime I've ever watched a TNA match, it wasn't a whole TNA show. I probably just watched one match. It's a Sami Callihan match. I watched the joint with him and Eddie Edwards. I watched the joint with him and Pentagon, and they both were crazy. Both were crazy. I guess it was like more so. I guess he kind of cut that promo. I guess more so be like, if everybody's coming to see Impact because of Kenny Omega, they must have forgot who the draw is. And so I thought that was dope, man. That was dope. Then we had the main event of the night, which was really dope to see because we had 4 black men in the main event of the match, man. That's dope to see for real. The champion, Rich Swann, and Willie Mack, who I've been seeing since ROH. It's good to see him still moving and grooving. And yo, that dude can really move in there. We talk about the guys like Keith Lee and all that stuff. He can move too in the ring, man. Wow, Willie Mack, Willie Mack can get busy in the ring for real. But we had them two going up against Chris Bay, who kind of, I mean, I don't know, he kind of does look like the Swerve, or Swerve looks like him. I don't know, but hopefully every cool dude with dreads isn't just like the super cool dude. Like, I don't know, but he did look cool, like he did look fly as shit. I don't know, like it's that's the only nigga I know with a halter top a halter top leather jacket. I don't know if even HBK had one of them joints. Yeah, he moving and grooving with that. But nah, shout out to Chris Bay, real talk though, because apparently he's gonna be in the world title match at Final Resolution. So that's really fire to see 2 black men in a world title match. Dope. You know what I'm saying? From what we was watching in his match, he gets busy. He definitely gets busy. What else we had? What I said, both the tag teams. It was a really dope tag team with like I said, you had the combination of the big guy and the little guy. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, really, even before this match though, you had the promo with them where he's basically trying to say, let's start some strategy and such. And Moose is like, the only thing I talk with is these hands. Yo, my chat is wilding. Pardon me. But he's basically saying, yo, I only talk with these hands right here. If you want to have a strategy, that's what you want to do. Because his whole viewing, since he has this like fake TNA world title, is being the actual world championship. So the fact that his partner is in has the next title shot, it's kind of going to be like, nah, I'm not with that. It's crazy. It's kind of like when I don't know if he was with me, but when we was watching ECW and Cactus Jack had the title shot for Sandman, and around that time, him and Shane Douglas were tag team partners, and Shane Douglas was like, nah, fam, I need that. That's me right there, fam. You gotta chill. Like friends I don't know about none of that. But yeah, so he basically is like made Chris Bay wild uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if this dude is cool with me or not. So, all right, whatever. We're just gonna go into this match. But in this match, like I said, he basically was just, it's crazy. From when I first seen Moose, he was such a happy dude. Now I see Moose, he's just straight, no fucks given. Like, nah, I ain't with none of this shit. Steel grill, all of that. Like I said, he pretty much was like just fucking up, you know what I'm saying, Rich Swann whenever he could, and pretty much was just using Chris Bay as a weapon. Like I said, it was funny, man. You had some really dope parts of the match where they was doing stunners and shit. I thought that was funny. Yeah, it was really good parts of the match, man. It really seemed like these dudes were really talented, man. Just having a main event spot and closing out the show. But let's get to the part that we really came to see, man. Right before the interview, we seen what's his name, Rich Swann, coming out and basically being told, hey man, you're not on the list. And to, like I said, what he said, the parking lot was closed off for the champion. And he was like, yo, man, tell Moose to chill with that shit, B. And he's like, this ain't Moose. And they like, this is Kenny Omega. And he was like, yo, what? And I'm like, oh, man, hold on. Actually, I think I got the video. Hold on. We can share the screen real quick. Yeah, here we go.
I'm sorry, sir. You have to be on the list to come through. The champion has the parking lot blocked off. Champion? Who's playing that bull crap again, man? He's not the true champion. I'm the world champion. It's not Moose. Kenny Omega? I'm sorry, sir. You have to be on the list. Josh Matthews to interview Kenny Omega and Don Callis. Yep, that's right. Thank you very much. Not on the list.
Nah, fam. Like, nah, fam. Like, you're not about to body me without even talking to me. You're not doing that. Like, how did you get bodied without the man even saying a word to you, fam? That was insane. Oh yeah, man, I forgot all about. We had Tony Khan pulling up with the AEW promo, which was dumb fire. They did the old school AEW. I made the kind of like the old school like background looking at with the little number at the bottom and shit. I think it was like a number at the bottom. Let me see if I got that shit. Yeah, this shit right here. Yeah. This was dumb funny. It was like the following is a paid advertisement from All Elite Wrestling. Yeah, that shit was funny, man. Definitely funny. But it's funny, even you know what I'm saying, gave light to the rumor that people was like, oh man, people thought about that should come here and buy it. Like it was just really a funny little joint that they did, man. Shout out to them for that. What else we had? What else did we have? Oh yeah, they showed the Aces and Eight formation from the flashback. I thought that was dope. What else did we see? Oh, they had what's her name? Tennille.
Dashwood.
Yeah, Tennille Dashwood. They got like an influencers gimmick. Like that's their thing. I don't know. It's kind of I feel like it's dope. It's like you feel like you had with what's his name? Mm-mm. I don't want to call him by the nickname. Dude they call Prince Pretty. I always forget his
name. Go Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze. Yeah, with Tyler Breeze, like when he first came through with the cell phone and you know what I'm saying, the selfies and such, it's kind of like it's like a it's like another flip on that. I think that's pretty dope for the millennial shit. What else did we see, man? We got Scott D'Amore sighting after with the Deanna Purrazzo going backstage talking to him. I was like, oh, there go my boy, man. Back in the day, Team Canada shit, man. I thought that was really dope to see also, man. Anything else I missed before we get to the interview? Yeah. So, yeah, we get Josh Matthews going to the bus, meeting up with Kenny and Don Callis, and you know what I'm saying, they pull up with the title and such, whoop de whoop, and we get to the back of the bus to sit down for the interview, and he's saying like, yo, Don Callis telling like, yo, basically, talk amongst yourself. We about to sit here and change these plates over from John Moxley because John Moxley joint was still in, and you know what I'm saying, they're gonna change it from that to Kenny Omega while he's on Impact. So they're doing that as such, and he's asking them basically what I forgot what he's asked them exactly. Matter of fact, let me go to the to the notes. Pardon me. So yeah, so basically, Don Callis did much of the talking, and he was bodying the shit, bro. Like, I've always loved Don Callis. Like, I wasn't a big Cyrus fan, but once he came to New Japan and started calling Kenny Omega's matches, I was fucking with him because it gave me that feel of what's my man name of Bobby Heenan, the way he used to put over like Ric Flair and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gave me that feel. So I thought that was, he always really could sell Kenny Omega the best to me. Anyways, he was bodying the shit, talking about, you know what I'm saying, Kenny Omega's claimed over like 17 of the top. Oh no, this was Kenny Omega saying. Kenny Omega was saying he claimed over like 17 of the top 20 matches in AEW. You basically ask wherever he's been, he's had the best match or had a title there. You know what I'm saying? Well, wasn't a really official WWE guy, but he basically said he's going to tease an announcement for Wednesday, and he said they're going to want him to do the thing. Yeah, do the thing. You know the thing. Do the thing. And he did the goodbye, you know what I'm saying? Good night, goodbye, all that good stuff, and the bang, all that shit. Like I said, the interview portion was dope, man. Callis bodied that shit. Now, Kenny was good. Now, reason why I thought Kenny was good compared to some of his other promos, because Kenny can be up and down with promos. I'm gonna keep it tall. I'm a Kenny fan through and through, but I'm gonna keep it tall. His promos is not up there like that. He can have a good one and he can have a really weak one. This one was really dope to me because I thought it really hits. It finds ways to hit markets outside of just your average wrestling fan. You know what I'm saying? Like he tries to go with the gamer market, just like shout out to Xavier. He does that shit too. You know what I'm saying? The comic book fans, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, so on and so forth that he's interested in, I guess. But he had the way of saying he wants to be the title collector, and he tried to relate it to different like first issue titles of comic books that most people would love to collect. He said, like, I think he related X-Men to like AAA, or one of them like to New Japan, and he related to Spider-Man joined to TNA. And I was even thinking like, oh, hey, yo, Rich Swann versus Kenny Omega wouldn't be bad, B. I would love that. The exposure that Rich Swann would get off that match. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. We need our black men to get that exposure, especially as a TNA champion versus champion. That'll be fire. That'll definitely be fire. Hey, yo, man. You might have to have Rich Swann pull up to A-Dub. Might have to have him pull up to A-Dub for real. What else did we have in there that he said they brought up? He taught. Oh yeah, Cal was bringing up the story of basically how he became a father figure to Kenny Omega from his past of being with the Iron Sheik, and pulled up the picture. And my boy, shout out to my boy Dre from he basically, shout out to his podcast too, 5-Star Pod Splash. He basically was telling me that on Cornette's podcast that he didn't believe nothing of the relationship of the Golden Sheik or none of that shit. And the fact that they had a whole picture and everything with Kenny Omega's uncle and everything, just to show the lineage. Was like, all right, yo, hey, stop playing with me. Like, don't play on my family name type shit. Dropped the picture and is saying about, like I said, why he became as close to Kenny as he did. And saying this wasn't thought up in just one day. This been thought up 27 years ago. Like I said, he bodied that promo. Kenny, he killed his joint, man. I thought it was really dope. But yo, I'm not gonna hold you. When I started thinking of the title collector and all of that such, man, like shout out to these guys, man. Bodied the promo. You know what I'm saying? But when we started talking that title collector shit, I only started thinking of one guy from Impact Wrestling, and that's Austin Aries. Because he definitely was doing that title collecting shit, and he got a lot. As you can see, I think that's TNA Impact, that's the Grand Prix, Defy Wrestling, IPW. What is this? That's the Defiant. Wasn't that what they were called? Defiant Wrestling, the YouTube joint. You got another joint on the waist. Like, you got mad titles, B. So I ain't gonna lie, Kenny, you might need to come up with a new slogan, bro.
What about Kurt Angle at one time in TNA?
That too. Even Bobby Lashley. Got a lot of title collectors in TNA.
And
Basically, Kenny, you gotta come up with a new slogan, bro. You know, it's a couple of these title collectors around here, bro. So you might have to get a Martin face for that one, bro. Real talk. But man, like I said, solid show for TNA, man. For that to be my first time watching that, it was a really solid show. I'm definitely gonna be in tune next week. I know every show probably is not gonna be the best show, but I definitely want to see my guy Sami Callihan in action next time, man. But I'm more in tune to see like what's gonna happen with this relationship as they go forward. I know I seen the interview with the Bucks where they say they're basically just dipping their toes in the water with this relationship and see where it goes. And so I'm not expecting anything too big right now with this whole collab, but I'm watching as it goes. And like I said, I'm interested. I'm definitely interested. I know tomorrow we're gonna have on AEW is gonna be Young Bucks versus Hybrid 2, where they basically saying that's gonna be a really polarizing match. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. We're gonna have FTR versus the what's it called? The varsity blondes, which is, I forgot the other dude name, and Brian Pillman Jr. Kenny Omega is gonna have his announcement. What else? We got anything else crazy tomorrow? I don't know what else is happening tomorrow on AEW, but I'm in tune. Can't wait to see what happens, man. But anything else, man? This your boy Ari S.T.A.R.K.S, man. This was S.T.A.R.K.S and Smarks. We're gonna have another episode probably either Saturday, which will probably wrap up AEW and probably AEW, MLW, and SmackDown. And like I said, man, support, man. Follow us on everything, man. Follow us on YouTube at Get Your Bars Off Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell to support your boys and always be up to date on what we're talking about and any clips that we got, full podcast, live, anything like that, man. Follow us on the streaming platforms. Follow us on Apple. Follow us on Spotify. We will be on SoundCloud soon too. Follow us on social media. Also follow us on Facebook. Our page on Facebook as Get Your Bars Off Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Get Your Bars Off Pod. Follow me on Twitter for live tweets and all of that good stuff at Ari S.T.A.R.K.S. And follow my boy Loso, my partner in crime on here, at _marketable #1. But all in all, man, this is your boy Ari S.T.A.R.K.S. This Get Your Bars Off Podcast presents S.T.A.R.K.S and Smarks. We out.